The clock on the diner wall ticked past 11 p.m., the last few customers sipping their coffee before leaving. The hum of neon lights buzzed faintly, mixing with the clatter of dishes being stacked in the back. Emily, a young waitress in her mid-20s, wiped down the counter with weary hands. Her apron was stained, her shoes worn out, yet her face carried the soft smile of someone determined to endure. She greeted every customer as if they were family, masking her exhaustion beneath kindness. But when the diner emptied and the lights dimmed, Emily's smile faded. She glanced around nervously, making sure no one was watching. Carefully, she gathered a few slices of leftover bread and tucked them into her worn canvas bag. Her hands trembled as she zipped it closed. In the corner booth sat Michael, a quiet customer who had visited several times that week. To everyone else, he looked like a traveling businessman, simple clothes, calm demeanor, nothing remarkable. But in reality, he was the new CEO of the diner chain, visiting undercover to understand the struggles of his staff. Tonight, he noticed something unusual, the waitress hiding bread. His curiosity piqued. He wondered why someone who worked around food all day would risk her job for leftovers. When Emily stepped out into the cold night air, her breath visible in the darkness, Michael followed at a safe distance. He wasn't suspicious, he was concerned. She didn't head toward a bus stop or a car. Instead, she walked briskly through dimly lit streets, her thin coat barely shielding her from the chill. After several blocks, she reached a run-down apartment building, its bricks cracked and windows patched with plastic. On the steps outside, two small children waited, their faces lighting up the moment they saw her. Emily, the little boy shouted, running to hug her waist. The girl, maybe 8 or 9, clapped her hands as Emily opened her bag. She handed them the bread, breaking it into pieces with such care you'd think it was a feast. Michael stood frozen in the shadows. The scene before him pierced his heart. She wasn't stealing out of greed. She was feeding her family. The children devoured the bread hungrily, their eyes sparkling with gratitude. Emily stroked their hair and whispered, "One day, I promise, things will be better." Michael swallowed hard. For the first time in years, the seasoned CEO, who thought he had seen it all, felt a lump in his throat. The next evening at the diner, Michael waited until the crowd thinned before approaching Emily. She was refilling coffee cups when he softly said, "Emily, may I ask you something?" She looked up, startled. "Of course, did I forget your order?" "No," he said gently. I noticed you taking bread last night." Her face flushed instantly. Her hands froze around the coffee pot. I'm sorry," she stammered, eyes welling with fear. "Please don't tell the manager. I wasn't stealing for myself. It's just my younger brother and sister. They go to bed hungry sometimes. I couldn't stand it." Her voice cracked as she continued, "After our parents passed away last year, I've been taking care of them. Rent, bills, school supplies. It all falls on me. I work double shifts, sometimes skip meals, just to make sure they have something. But no matter how hard I try, it never feels like enough." She looked down, ashamed. "I know taking food is against the rules. If you report me, I'll lose this job, and then I don't know what we'll do." Michael's chest tightened. He wasn't expecting her honesty, her raw vulnerability. In her trembling words, he heard not just desperation, but strength. The strength of someone sacrificing everything for love. "Emily," he said softly, "I won't report you. You don't need to apologize for trying to keep your family alive." Her eyes widened, searching his face for judgment, but instead, she found compassion. Michael couldn't keep his secret any longer. He took a deep breath and said, "Emily, there's something you should know. I'm not just a customer. I'm the new CEO of this diner chain. I've been visiting undercover to see what life is like for the staff." Emily's mouth dropped open. Shock washed over her face, quickly replaced by fear. "CEO, oh no." Her hands shook as she grabbed the edge of the counter. "Please, I didn't mean to. Please don't fire me." Michael raised a hand gently. "Emily, listen. I'm not here to punish you. I'm here because your story opened my eyes. You work harder than anyone I've seen, and still, you give everything you have to your siblings. That's not weakness, that's courage." Tears spilled down Emily's cheeks. She had expected judgment, maybe even cruelty. Instead, she was met with something she hadn't felt in a long time: understanding. Michael leaned closer and whispered, "You reminded me of something I forgot. That business isn't just about profit, it's about people, and sometimes people need someone to believe in them." A week later, Emily sat nervously in the diner's back office. Michael walked in with a warm smile. "Emily," he said, "I have two things to tell you." She braced herself first. He continued, "You're not losing your job. In fact, you're getting a promotion. We need managers who understand what it means to care for others, and I can't think of anyone better than you." Emily gasped, covering her mouth. "And second," he added, "we're launching a new program across all our restaurants. From now on, leftover food will be donated to families in need. No child should go to bed hungry, and it all started with you." Her heart swelled. She felt the weight of endless nights of worry and struggle slowly lift. The children who once waited for scraps of bread would now have meals, not just them, but countless others. Emily broke into tears, smiling through them. "I don't know how to thank you." Michael placed a hand on her shoulder. "You already did, by reminding me what truly matters." That evening, Emily returned home with groceries, not just bread. Her siblings' eyes widened as they saw the bags of food. They laughed, hugged her tightly, and for the first time in months, they ate until they were full. As she watched them, Emily whispered a prayer of gratitude. Her life had been transformed, not because she asked for help, but because someone cared enough to see beyond appearances. Sometimes the smallest acts, like saving a piece of bread, reveal the greatest strength. Emily's quiet sacrifice sparked a movement of kindness that fed countless families, and for Michael, it was a reminder that true leadership isn't measured in profits, but in compassion. When we choose to see the humanity in others, we don't just change their lives, we change the world.